everybody. Welcome to today's Daily Dose. Well, right now here in Minnesota, we are nearing the end of summer, and sometimes we talk about the dog days of summer. It's the hottest time of the year. We're maybe a little more tired than usual because if you're like me, we're staying up late and trying to soak in all of the fun that summer offers. And then we pay for it the next day. And sometimes the actual dog days cause us to enter a daze where we gloss over and move into our routines, sometimes maybe into autopilot. And if you're like me, you're in your day-to-day life, there are probably some things that you do on autopilot without even realizing it. I mean, for instance, I don't know that I should admit this. Don't tell my 15-year-old driver in training. But sometimes this happens to me. I go into autopilot when I'm in the car. I am so used to, for example, driving my kids to school in the mornings during the school year that once school is done in early June, when I'm supposed to be driving to work on a Monday morning at 7:30, sometimes I just start driving to school because that's what we always do. It's my brain on autopilot. And then I try to snap myself out of it and really focus back on the moment. Or maybe for you, it's autopilot with something you've always done a certain way because you grew up doing that. I can remember talking to a friend and her brother one time when they collectively realized that they had always frozen bananas that were overripe. And then a few months after, they had bunches of brown frozen bananas that they ended up throwing away. And they roared in laughter when they realized that the only reason they had done this when they moved out on their own was because their mom had always done it, but they had never asked her why. I think for some of us, it's so easy to get stuck in a routine. We do the same things over and over. We get into that daze in life, and we forget to ask why or where should my focus truly be. So today, I want you to ask yourself, where in my life am I stuck and in some sort of routine? And as you think about that routine, I want you to ask yourself, is there intention behind it? Maybe it's routine in a relationship. I think sometimes we enter relationships where it's simply too difficult to be the person God wants you to be, and you enter a daze in that friendship. And you need to be reminded that it's okay to realign your focus and look into your heart and be reminded of who you truly are. Maybe you're looking for additional connections from a community or wanting deeper relationships from friends. Maybe that routine is in your family. Are you and your kids running from activity to activity but not finding time to connect with one another? Maybe take a step back and pray, God, help me find focus. I have some people in my life who are really struggling with their health right now. Maybe you are too. And you might be thinking it's hard to look ahead at something and stay focused at all on anything when you're really just living one day at a time. And there doesn't seem to be anything positive in sight, and I know that that's really hard. Well, today I want to read with you from the book of Hebrews. And the author in this letter in the New Testament writes in chapter 12, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, and scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God." For the people who lived after Jesus had walked on earth and then died, it would have been easy for them to lose passion or focus because he wasn't there to walk with them, to inspire them or lead them. They could have gone on autopilot. But see, this author of Hebrews, he wants to remind us that Jesus always knew he was headed to the cross. That cross was his focus, even though it seemed to his followers, even to the authorities in the day, that dying on the cross for the sake of the world was absurd. So where is Jesus nudging you to set your focus? Even if it seems completely absurd, is it time to move out of your daze and into a life of intent? Because whatever it is, remember that you don't have to do it on your own. You have a great cloud of witnesses ready to walk with you. Thanks so much for tuning into the Daily Dose. We'll see you next time.